Well, this was a pretty exciting day for me because I've been waiting for the moment to see the Cappy machine pop back up with some advanced artifacts. Up to this point, I haven't owned a single one of them. The first time I saw it, I just didn't have enough of these lucky silver coins to even give it a shot. Now, where I did get incredibly lucky getting this luminous dragon at like 140 pulls, it wasn't as easy for me this time. Still, I didn't reach the pity. I got the demonic eye in about 268 turns on it, and then when it came time for the spear of Thor, I was really kind of pushing my luck on it, but I got that around 270. And of course, not to mention, I got every single other limit, which was 2 times of getting the 100 hammers, and then 2 times getting gem chests. Once I got that main item there, it refreshed, so I got those same things again. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed that I went over that 500 mark threshold there, where now anything that I used past that point wasn't gonna be giving me any of those prizes towards the bottom. But still, I got a lot of stuff inside the game just from hanging on to these things, and let's actually show you what these whole advanced artifacts are about. So one of the big reasons we want to get these advanced artifacts is for these passive stats, similar to like how we have on the advanced mounts there. And as you can see here, the demonic eye is going to have ignore counter rate plus 10%. And this may come off a little confusing because we really haven't seen anything that's ignore inside the game. But figure that every enemy we go up against is going to have their own stats too. So if you happen to go into a battle and they have, let's say, a counter rate of 20%, so 1 in 5 chance they might counter on you, well, now you just reduce them down to 10%. So now they're only gonna be countering 1 out of every 10 times. Now that's not exact science because every single hit's gonna have its own variable on it, but just to kind of give you an example on how it is. The other main reason we want to get these things is for the skill. Once again, similar to the advanced mounts, you can now go and select a skill, at least one of them there out of all the advanced artifacts that you have, and use that in battle. And a lot of people might hate me on this, but this demonic eye, it's just not for me. Don't get me wrong, this is a very powerful advanced artifact, but given my build inside the game, I've got this star staff at legendary +2, and I'm kind of stuck with it at the moment. So all my building in the game is built around going for skills and actually doing fire and burn damage. And because of that, I don't really build a lot around combo and counter inside the game. But if you are one to build combo or counter and happen to land one of those, there's a chance that you're going to be using this demonic eye here and going and hitting the enemy for 1.5% of their max health. At the same time, you'll also have a chance to reduce their HP recovery, which is going to last for 1 round, and that's going to be by 90%. So why does everybody else love this and I'm kind of a little bit iffy about it? Well, the reason is there's a ton of weapons that work extremely well with this artifact. And if you happen to see the S-grade weapon guide I made, then you know that the Sky Splitter, the Blade of Justice, the Shadow Lance, even the Durian Hammer and Mushroom Hammer all have these combo and counter rate stats. And that's just the S-grades. Even some of the non-S grades like your sword, your spear, the hammer, all those will have some sort of counter or combo attribute that you can also be utilizing with this actual advanced artifact. Now, I did have a hard time popping this off because I'm not building that combo and counter, and I didn't really see an animation when this demonic eye actually popped up. However, though, I did see kind of this healing thing pop up when it was getting the reduced HP. And I also didn't really test this on any bosses. I was just kind of going in the first mob, just kind of feeling out, but that's really where this thing is going to be shining, is against those enemies that have a ton of HP. So this might even be something that's better for going in on, say, a seal battle or even a guild boss. Now, similar to the demonic eye, the spear of Thor is going to have an ignore combo rate of 10%. So same thing, they got combo, you're gonna be reducing their chances of them using it. And out of the two, I feel like this one fits me a little bit better for the build I have going on inside the game. And the way this one will work is when you go and launch 6 bolts inside the game, you'll now be casting the Spear of Thor, which will then go hit all enemies for 100% attack and making it where they now take an extra 40% damage from your skills. And this one's gonna last 3 rounds, but the reason this works so well for me is I'm building around skill damage inside the game, so having that extra 40% to all enemies for that 3 rounds is gonna be a huge help. But also I use the Luminous Dragon, which is going to be casting a bolt every single round, and then I also use Flash as one of my pets, which also launches out a bolt. Now, I've only done some quick testing on this. I haven't actually gone in and grabbed the at round 5, cast 5 bolts, or anything else that's bolt related inside the game. And when it comes to pairing up this artifact, this is really going to work with any S-grade or non-S grade staff inside the game. Although I think the sure winner on it is definitely going to be the Reaper's Staff, which is going to give additional bolt damage, casting a bolt every single round, and then we're going to have the actual ultimate or rage skill inside the game that's going to be launch out a bunch of them. This thing could pop off pretty nicely if you're running that weapon. So if I do end up sticking with this star staff inside the game, probably the best artifact for me is going to be the Leviathan. If I can't get that, maybe the axe might be the best bet. But when it comes down to it, all I really want to do is get my Whisperer back, get that thing leveled up, and try to get this Nether Blade. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a better idea of how these advanced artifacts work and at least what these two do. If you guys want to know how I spend my gems inside the game, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.